You Spin Me Round is a song by British band Dead or Alive on their 1985 album Youthquake. The song was the first UK #1 hit by the Stock Aitken Waterman production trio. Released in November 1984, the record reached #1 in March 1985, taking 17 weeks to get there. On the US Billboard Hot 100, it peaked at number 11 on August 17 of that year. In 2015 the song was voted by the British public as the nation's 17th favourite 1980s #1 in a poll for ITV. The video, which features a disco ball, waving gold flags and an evocation of the six-armed Vishnu, was directed by Vaughan, Arnell and Anthea Benton. The strings were based on Richard Wagner's classical piece Ride of the Valkyries. Background and composition: Dead or Alive's vocalist Pete Burns states in his autobiography that he composed You Spin Me Round by using two existing songs as inspiration for creating something new. How did I write Spin Me? I listened to Luther Vandross's I Wanted Your Love. It's not the same chord structure, but then that's the way I make music. I hear something and I sing another tune over it. I didn't sit and study the Luther Vandross album. I heard the song and it locked. I'm trying to structure the music and I know what I want. It's like do this, and suddenly it hits. I don't want to do Luther Vandross's song, but I can still sing the same pattern over it. And there was another record, by Little Nell, called See You Round Like a Record. So I had those two, Vandross, Sig and Little Nell, and a bingo. A done deal. According to Burns, the record company was unenthusiastic about You Spin Me Round, to such an extent that Burns had to take out a £2,500 loan to record it. Then once it had been recorded, the record company said it was awful. It was unanimous. It was awful, it was rubbish. Burns states that the band had to fund production of the song's video themselves. Interviewed for BBC Radio 4's The Reunion, The Hit Factory, in April 2015, Burns said that the confrontational attitude of the producers was met with an equally confrontational attitude from the band and that this led to quite a bad vibe for the entirety of the studio time, describing the experience as a time of intense friction. Re-releases: a remix version of You Spin Me Round was released in 2003 at the same time Dead or Alive's greatest hits album Evolution was released. The song reached number 23 in the UK singles chart. The original 1984 recording was re-released on January 30, 2006 because of lead singer Pete Burns' controversial time as a contestant on television series Celebrity Big Brother and reached number 5. Earlier remixes were in 1996 and 1997. In 1999 these mixes were issued in the US as a 2-CD set. The first disc held 7 mixes of You Spin Me Round while disc 2 has 5 mixes of Sex Drive. In 2000, new mixes appeared on Fragile and in 2001, on Unbreakable, the Fragile remixes. No videos were made for these. Chart performance: the song has been re-released 3 times since its original release in 1984. Each time of his release, it achieved success, but failed to match the success of the original. However, after lead singer Pete Burns' appearance on UK Celebrity Big Brother, the single was re-released and managed a top 5 peak on the UK singles chart in 2006. Dope version: new metal band Dope covered the song on their 2005 album American Apathy. The band's version became their first chart entry on any Billboard chart, reaching number 37 on the Hot Mainstream Rock Tracks chart. Jessica Simpson version: Jessica Simpson's version of the song was released as a promo single from her 5th studio album A Public Affair in 2006. Her version of the song failed to break into the Billboard Hot 100. Simpson's version has new lyrics and only preserves the chorus of the song. Other notable cover versions include recordings by Thala on her 2002 self-titled album. In 2008 Thea Gilmore recorded a cover called You Spin Me Right Round featuring Mike Cave. After its initial release as a single, it was included in newer pressings of her album Lijaka. Crystal Waters recorded an interpolation of the song's chorus for the track Spin Me from her 1997 self-titled album. Adam Sandler performed the song to open the film The Wedding Singer. There is also another version featured in the Red Band trailer of Hot Tub Time Machine. The song was included in the 2009 film, Alvin and the Chipmunks, The Square and is a part of his soundtrack. A cover was featured in Konami's 2009 video game Dance Dance Revolution Hottest Party. The song's chorus was used as the basis for Flo Rida's 2009 #1 single, Right Round, which was prominently featured in the 2009 movie The Hangover. Donzel and G D'Agostino have also done remixes. Donzel's version peaked at number 32 in Belgium. The French band Indochine also covered the song on their 2009 album La Rare Copyright Publique des Métiers. In 2000, British death metal cover band Ten Masked Men covered the song on their album Return of the Ten Masked Men. A version of the song is also played, and danced to, by the Robosapien robot that rose to popularity in 2004. In 2015, the song was covered on the television show Glee in the episode The Hurt Locker, Part 2. Track listing =JP Spin Me Round Euro 1984, Epic Japan You Spin Me Round, Misty Circles US You Spin Me Round / Sex Drive Remixes Euro 1999, Cleopatra CD1, You Spin Me Round Euro 338, You Spin Me Round Euro 413, You Spin Me Round Euro 321, You Spin Me Round Euro 511, You Spin Me Round Euro 705, You Spin Me Round Euro 810, You Spin Me Round Euro 700, CD2, Sex Driver Euro 252, Sex Driver Euro 354, Sex Driver Euro 639, Sex Driver Euro 659, Sex Driver Euro 556. AUSCD Remix Single Euro 2003, Epic You Spin Me Round Euro 346, You Spin Me Round Euro 655, You Spin Me Round Euro 620, You Spin Me Round Euro 547, You Spin Me Round Euro 716, You Spin Me Round Euro 316. UKCD1 Euro 2003, Epic You Spin Me Round Euro 346, You Spin Me Round Euro 655, You Spin Me Round Euro 547, You Spin Me Round Euro 316. UKCD2 Euro 2003, Epic You Spin Me Round Euro 346, You Spin Me Round Euro 617, Isn't It a Pity Euro 443. UKCD Single Euro 2006, Epic You Spin Me Round Euro 316, You Spin Me Round Euro 727, You Spin Me Round Euro 346, You Spin Me Round Euro 344. There was also a second version of the 12 release. The original was the Murder Mix, the second version was called the Performance Mix. These were different versions, and there's a quick way to tell them apart. The Murder Mix begins with a sample of Breaking Glass, and the Performance Mix begins with the lyrics Watch Out Here I Come with the word come repeating and in stereo switching from left to right speaker as it fades out. References. External links, full lyrics of this song at Metro Lyrics.